Okay, this is my final video for tonight. The time is now 10:53, and I'm going to do this video about Pretendians. I do plan on doing a TikTok video tonight about Pretendians before it's all said and done. I just don't know when or if it's actually going to happen because I want to do a video today, but I just never got the time to, and I had set in the car for a half hour in the rain. So, because of attenuating circumstances, called my boss doesn't want me to work before a certain time anymore because I'm on eggshells with him, and he would prefer to not see my ugly ass until absolutely positively necessary. Now, don't get it twisted, my boss is a really decent person. However, I am not so decent. I just like to work and get the shit started and over so I don't have to waste my entire day waiting to get started. Which is a thing about people who work. Sometimes we work because we have to. Now, if I could make movies all fucking day long, that would be something that I would want to do. If I can make movies and get paid and not have to have a side job, you know, and if I would have never been told that I was too small for everything, I would be doing the things that I want to do. However, we'll make a video, a special video about acting and shit after this, providing that I don't forget that I said that this was my last video, but now we got to make a special video. So, I'm sitting in a live again today on TikTok, and it never seems to amaze me at how far these Pretendians will fucking reach. I tell you guys before about the Stargate and fucking Egypt being in America and dragons and 30-foot monsters and griffins and dinosaurs and everything from the fantasy world of fantastic beasts and the motherfuckers that have sex with them. But, you know, these people, man, here's the thing. They're arguing for nothing. They're literally arguing a pointless argument because nobody's ever said that they didn't have Native American ties. They could very well be biologically connected to a tribe. But these motherfuckers want to take the black part out. They literally want to take the black out. Phenotypically, they do not look Native American. But lookership is dangerous. Lookership is dangerous. You don't necessarily have to look Native American to be Native American. However, when they started doing racist shit to natives, natives started firing back. Does that make the natives right? No, it doesn't, but guess what? The black aboriginals started that shit first. Every damn one of them. About 50% of them then. Let's call it like it is. 50% of them started the racist shit. They also started fucking it up for people like me who started our reconnecting journey and wanted to reconnect with the tribes that our ancestors is from, but because of everybody and their mama having TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, the tribal people are going to look at us and it's like, how do we know you're native? How do we know? No. I mean, phenotypically, I've been mistaken for a Mexican and a Hawaiian more times than I can count. That doesn't change the fact that I'm part native, but I'm also part black and I'm also part white. I got to talking to somebody, it was David. I got to talking with David, and I owe David an apology. So, David, if you found me, this is your apology because I talked his ear off about the Native American issue that I have when I started this acting thing. I used my government name, and I just didn't let anybody know that I was Native because I'm not full Native, and I didn't want to ride that coattail because one, I didn't think it would work, and two, I didn't think I looked Native enough. And I've only had two really bad Native American experiences from other natives, period. You know, all of my mostly Native contributions of bad shit came from black people. And they kept telling me, you'll never be black, you'll never be black, you'll never be black. You're not one of us. You're a fucking half-breed. We don't like you. White people were no different. You're not really one of us. You're part black. And some of them didn't use the word black. Some of them used the N-word, where some of the white people also use the H-word. So I'm going to say this against my better judgment because I don't like using the N-word or the H-word, but the N-word is N-I-G-G-E-R, hard E-R, and the H-word is H-O-N-K-Y or H-O-N-K-I-E. I don't know which one is the correct vernacular of spelling, and you should also know that I probably misspell all three of those words because I suck at spelling. But I can read though, which really makes no sense on how I can read but can't spell. But hey, it is what it is. But it's the same thing as like depending on who you encounter. All right, with my two bad Native American experiences, they were native from whatever tribe they were from. That's where they were from. They literally looked at me and told me to my face that I was not a pure native. Something I already knew, but something neither one of my grandparents ever prepared me for. Because, I was under the exception, or under the assumption, rather. Sorry, this one piece of hair, it's like getting on my nerve and it's gotta go. Okay, after this video, because it's like really, really stuck in there. And I don't have any nails because I cut them today. Anyway, but it's irritating. It's irritating as hell. Anyway, as I was saying, neither one of my grandparents, my father's mother or my mother's mother, there we go, ever prepared me for that shit because mixed. Families got different colors. As you can see, there's high yellow here and there's black here or brown here. But I also like to work outside. And I rarely wear long sleeve shirts here in Virginia unless the weather gets cold, which is like every 10 years, sometimes 11 years. We have like really bad cold spurts. But most of the time, we're good to go. So there's that. But as a kid, it was always your half breed, your zebra, or someone to do the Tonto dance. For those who do not know the Tonto dance. Even though no matter how many episodes of The Lone Ranger in color you watch, you never see Tonto go wah wah wah. You never see him do that shit. Ever. You never see Tonto do that shit. Back to what I was saying about the Pretendindians, though, they just exceptionally overreach. They overreach and they overreach, but yet no one ever said that they weren't part native. No one. Not one native has ever said they weren't part native. But the problem was that they also phenotypically look black. And so some of the natives are like, look, you probably have native in you, but you're not fucking native. Which is the same way I feel about myself. You may have native in you, but you're not fucking native. Then I started bringing up the question, where are we all in the 80s? Especially if you're over 50 years old. If you're over 50 and just discovered that you are a Native American, something's not right there. So either you just found out that you were switched at birth or you were adopted, or you're a fucking Pretendian. Simple as that. And then you have people who take the black and add it to the side. And today I heard a native wannabe guy say, I'm 10,000 years removed from being black. Or some shit like that. And I'm like, you know what, man? These cats be overreaching like a motherfucker. And here's the thing. I've never denied my heritage. You can go through any one of these videos. There has been a couple of videos where I said, I'm not going to be black today because black people have done some stupid shit. But you've never had me come into a video outside of the one with Miss Rainbird and I said, I'm not going to be native today. Alright? But most of the time, I know I'm never going to be white. And if you're white and that offended you, I am sorry for how I said it, but I'm not going to sorry for what I said because it's the truth. I am never going to go into a room full of white people and they're going to accept me as a white man. Shit's never going to fucking happen. Never. Never in a million years will a white person look at me and say, oh yeah, you're white, come with us. Shit's not going to happen. I'm not Clayton Bixby, a.k.a. Dave Chappelle. I'm not that guy. No, I know that I'm part black. I know that I'm part white. I know that I'm part native. I've always known it. But, it was just not something to pretty much talk about at the damn dinner table. You can eat these corn and these pancakes, motherfucker. That's what you're going to do. I don't want the corn and pancakes. My grandma in Charlottesville told me, boy, you ain't in Charlottesville, and you're going to eat these goddamn pancakes with this fucking corn in it. And you better eat every fucking piece of corn. That was my grandma Bay. Now, her ingenuity is a little bit questionable because she's brown, and her mother was very fucking light. Like, high yellow light. So there's some admixture in there. She probably wasn't a full native, but she came from Charles City. So there. She died in 83 when I was fucking 10, excuse me. But, my mom's mom is brown. She's just about my color. Like the high yellow part. Some of the brown part. But she also worked. Women sometimes work in tank tops too. It's not a thing that's just male neutral. But my father, his father was black. There was no denying that shit. I met him when I was 12. He died when I was 12. Now, I might have met him when I was 11. He might have died when I was 12, but I damn sure met him between the ages of 11 and 12. But I did meet him. You know, he had hernia in his testicles. Unless that was testicular cancer, I should probably be worried about that. But he died. You know, not too long after I met him, he died, and he was black. My dad had strong black features. Outside of his eyes, you couldn't tell he had any native in him at all. All right, but they would tell me stories. Like whenever they would do something wrong, especially my Uncle Bruce, like, God damn it, here comes that damn native woman again. Because that would be his grandma, and his grandmother's my great grandmother, and she always seemed to catch them doing some shit. I was like, yeah, okay, I can get that. Now my mom's adopted. We know she's part native. We don't know she's all native. We're having a hard time. If we try to track her, it's gonna be damn near next to impossible. Especially because we don't have resources like talking about it. But if I make enough money and I get rich enough, we can change that. Anyway, my mom's dad was mixed. Part black, part white. As far as we know, that's what we were told. He was part black, part white. He was very white passing till the day he fucking died. And I've told you guys this before. But the point being made is that, these fucking Pretendians, they probably have European ancestry as well. But they accept that. They just don't accept the black. And every time you see them on a live, I can't find the African, but I can track my family to the 1400s, which we all know is bullshit because most records weren't kept by natives or anybody in the 1400s. 1492, they just discovered America, and then they started wiping out tribes. Go with what you believe, I don't care. But just like the guys on TikTok, you want to be a Native American, be a Native American. And here's that thing though, because they keep coming up with these tribes that they don't really fucking exist. If you have this evidence, the BIA, the Bureau of Indian Affairs, will be knocking these motherfuckers' doors down. Give us the evidence. Give us the evidence. And if it was the government and they was pulling a men in black, you'd probably disappear. Oh, y'all got the secret evidence that y'all say we had, huh? Well, we found you. We found the evidence, and now you're done. That's proof that they don't have evidence. Because if the government was hiding this shit, the government would make sure that they're done. And they would probably tell them, this is what's going to happen tomorrow. You're going to stop getting on TikTok telling everybody you're a motherfucking Native American and you can't find the African. Or next week, you're going to have yourself a mysterious little accident. Now, on a personal note, because I'm a veteran, I don't believe that shit would ever happen. Not in a million years do I believe the government's going to hunt down some black guy and say, hey, you need to stop saying to everybody you're a motherfucking Native American and you can't find an African or we're going to make you disappear. Now, I don't believe that shit for a New York minute. I will say, on the flip side of that coin, though, I will say that if you probably discovered an alien or some shit, or you stumbled into Area 52, 51, whatever the fuck the area is from Roswell, they might make you shut up then. Because aliens is a little bit more dangerous than you being a fucking Native American. In fact, aliens are a whole lot more dangerous. Now, if you said you've seen a skinwalker, you've seen Sasquatch, they're going to chalk that into, we can let them have that one because they might be crazy. Or there's folklore. And this is the overreaching that I'm talking about because I've done a little bit of research. No. And I can tell you for a fucking moment, if you Google some of the warlike tribes, the real warlike tribes, nobody not native and a few natives wouldn't be here if these tribes had met you before Sacagawea crossed from east to west. Alright? Nobody fucked with the Comanche. Period. Nobody fucked with the Apache. Nobody fucked with the Kiowa. You understand me? Alright? Those are three warring tribes that you did not fuck with. Nobody fucked with the Cheyenne. So, before 1492, if you're claiming you're Cheyenne and you look like a black person, either you were kidnapped or you're a lying motherfucker. Same thing with Apache. Same thing with freaking Kiowa. Same thing with Comanche. They did not fucking play. Alright? They did not fucking play. Why you think Buffalo Soldiers and them had such a fucking hard time? And to be honest, nobody really fucked with the Lakota. or the Dakota, or the other Dakota that I can't fucking remember. Nobody really fucked with them. No. And they really didn't have contact with black people before the Civil War. But you can't tell people that. No one wants to believe it. Excuse me. Now, back on the overreach. All the people are saying to you pretendians who believe that Egypt is in America, the earth is flat, and you were once 35 feet tall, and you had giants and telekinetic powers and telepathic powers, and that you guys are gods. Shows the proof of this tribe. Where can we find the tribe? Show us the sources. Show us the shit that you are reading. And all of it. Not the part that works for your narrative. All of it. No. But they can't ever do that. And usually the sources they bring get debunked by the host of the lives. No. It's not a thing. Now I will say this in closing. And I say this with the utmost respect to the Pretendians and to the actual Native Americans in which I have blood ties to. Because I also have blood ties to black people and white people, and I never deny that shit. Where's your folklore? Because most natives have stories about Sasquatch. And they don't have anything else. They definitely have stories about Sasquatch, because there was a time when we worked together with these people that were the Sasquatch people. Alright? I don't know the actual name, but we call them Sasquatch. You can call them Yeti, you can call them Bigfoot, however the fuck you want. There are folklore in damn near every native tribe about Sasquatch. Now, Algonquin and stuff, Wendigo up north and stuff like that, Wendigo is more their thing, but Sasquatch is everybody's thing. Everybody's thing. Then you have Coyote the Trickster, you have the Deer Woman, you have the Thunderbird, and two of them are spirits of vengeance, depending on what tribe you talk to. And then you have the mountain that rose up to the sky to protect a tribe of people from the enemy tribes. You know, there's lots of stories. But the Pretendians don't have any folklore. More importantly, and I state this perfectly fine, this is my great-grandmother's hatchet. It's rusted all the fuck, as you can tell. Yes, I sleep with it beside me. It gives me small comfort. This is my bow. It's a recurve. It's a modern bow. This is not a native bow. It's a real close replicant, but it's not a native bow. It was inherited from my second surrogate father. Technically, he was my first surrogate father. He just was the second one that came into my life other than my brother's daddy. Now, none of these Pretendians have folklore, a bow and arrow, or a hatchet, or a tomahawk. And they don't talk about none of that shit. Every tribe has gone to war. And most of the tribes that didn't go to war, it's because they went to war, they just weren't on the winning side. Then you gotta worry about scalping. And for the record, scalping was not started by Native Americans. That's a stereotype. I could be wrong, but as far as I know, in my research, I'm still researching, I haven't found too many things saying that Native Americans started scalping. Alright? But I will say this, that up until like a year or so ago, scalping was still on the books that you could scalp a Native American and there wouldn't be an issue with the law, which is fucked up, but there it is. These Pretendians also don't talk about Native American issues. The only thing they talk about is land patents and land grabs, and we're going to push people off of our land. We're going to take back everything that we've got that y'all are on. We're going to force y'all off the land, violently if necessary. And that's the Pretendians. The natives are like, yo, we just want control back of how to take care of Earth before it's too fucking late. They don't talk about land patterns. They don't talk about hurting people. They talk about accepting black people, accepting all people, and having a better control over things that are environmental friendly and stuff like that. Now, granted, you will have your switch hitters who are native but are working against other natives' best interests instead of working for all natives' best interests. You will run into that, and you run into it on TikTok all the time. You have to follow some of these people so you understand what the hell's going on, but they're not as bad as the Pretendians who are overreaching and erasing black culture as well as native culture. So, come across a Pretendian and they're talking about some dragons, giants, and griffins and shit, they are not Native Americans. They are Pretendians. And they may look like me, only with less native features and thicker hair that looks more black people. You're going to need to worry about them. And you're going to need to watch your back around them. My name is Echo Fang Grey Wolf. This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. Be seeing